So this is the Pet Goo Goo water slash dog fountain. It's got 8 filtration systems in it. You can program it with an app on your phone. It's got moisture detection. So we're gonna jump into the unboxing and get right into it. Let's start right now. Okay, we are going to jump into the unboxing. Velcro, no tape. There's your logo, Pet Goo Goo. And it comes with an instruction manual. And then we'll pull everything out and I'll set it right here. Nice, comes all put together, and I'm just going to double check everything in the box. There's nothing else in the box. So we're going to have our power adapter, extra filters here, and then this is a little bit bigger than previous ones I have reviewed. There's the filter and the lid. I really like this setup. Already can tell this is going to be super easy. So you've got this inner container here, which is clear, see-through. This is a much bigger container, like this. And obviously our filter is going to go in here. We're going to have to plug in our power and our sensor. Water comes out here, trickles down right into here. We'll show you this in action. We're going to use probably a larger dog, I think. And then you've got your motion sensor here, all your power stuff. It's not plugged in, it's not charged, anything like that. So we're going to get that set up and I'll walk you through how to do that next. So the setup for power is an AC adapter. Comes with this nice long cord. So right here, just plug this right in here. And then our cord is going to kind of go around this little, I'm just going to shove this in. Screwdriver. Something else just to put this in. And then when you flip it over, it will be straight to the ground. It's got a nice little Velcro piece that you can use to tie this all back up. If you need to use it, move it, take it on vacation, you know, travel with it, whatever you're doing. So there's this nice non-slip pads on the bottom that kind of wiggle around. And then we have our filter, which is right here. So changing our filter, just so we're actually going to throw in a filter before we start all of this so you can see it. So I'll show you the filter in here. It comes with this filter. Fits right in this tray, just like this. Let me zoom out just a little bit so you can see there. There's a little tiny tray. I want to make sure that I get this back into on both sides. Oh, missed that left side. trying to do this while looking through the camera, a little bit difficult. So then you decide this right here. So the filter goes here, water comes out the top, goes down this little flow in here, goes through the filter back into the container. We'll go into measurements and everything like that once we get this all plugged in. I really do like this sensor. And then there's also a filter right here on the pump. So let's get some water in and get it going. A couple really cool things that I like, maybe not more, but better than other versions I've had. So other versions I've had or seen, not necessarily of the Pet Goo Goo, is this has had to be plugged into something. So I think that there's a sensor in here that connects to the power down there. I haven't had to connect anything yet. And so you can see right down here, it's waiting for me to connect to Bluetooth. We'll do that separately, and I'll show you how this looks in the app and go from there. So we've got the water filled all the way up till about right here. The filter's in here. As we let this settle, and then you can see right there that the water is coming out here, coming down in this little funnel, and it's dropping right in here into the filter, right? Which is a cup, or you can just put it under your sink, put the water in. You can rinse the filter every couple minutes. I actually rinsed it before we went with this. And just to give you some of the warnings as far as the lights, which one is blinking. Oh, there's the QR code for the app, so you can download the app. Yeah, so this is your water outflow indicator, which is right here. It's also your Wi-Fi setup mode. When you connect to the app, this is going to work with Android or iOS. I'll show you what it looks like for the Android, and this is the device name which you're going to search for once you download the app. Other than that, you're going to be pretty surprised about how easy this is. I'm assuming that in the app you can change the flow. It'll give you information about whether this is on or not, so you can actually track this, which mode it's in, whether it's in sensor mode. So I've just either turned that off or put it in sensor mode. That's in sensor mode, so you can see when we're not in front of this. Almost kind of like a foot pedal for dogs or cats. It'll turn off here in a second, and then when somebody or something comes in front of the filter, turns back on. So I'm going to show you what this looks like with a couple of dogs. We've got our cousin dog here, and we'll see how they like it. I'll show you some of the settings and different things that you can do with the app. Okay, once you get everything connected, you're going to need to update the firmware of the app. So I'm just going to update this. It'll take a few minutes. Basically what it's doing is connecting to the internet, and it's going to update. It'll be super quick. So a couple things I really like about the app already is just the intuitive. You can have multiple tools on the app. And when I say tools, devices, right? So whether it's a toilet, kitty litter device, a drinking fountain, different things like that. So when you're doing the upgrade, it will restart the fountain or any device if you're upgrading. It may take a few minutes, so I'll just fast forward through this and get to the end, and then I will do a walkthrough of the app. So we've got the latest version. You can see they have other devices here, but we're going to go into the pet water fountain. So you can see that the mode that we're in continuous mode. We can go to eco mode. We can pause the fountain, which is actually stopping. I'm not going to be able to show you. So the filter remaining right here, it tells us 30 days. We can order new filters here. We wanted to add it to the cart. Our settings are up here. So remaining days here are 7, filter, weighing and calibration, product manual if you wanted to do anything like that, device information, firmware update. It'll tell you that it's up to date right there, as you can see that. And then it'll tell you continuous water outflow. It'll tell you how many times your pet came to drink. So I'm actually going to start it again. And the way that it's going to measure that is how many times it's running off, but also the water in the actual container. So let me give you some just final thoughts on this. The app is really clean and easy. You can measure by week, month, year if you wanted to. Eco-friendly would be the water flow out. It comes out for 30 seconds, then it stops for 3 minutes. You can read it right there. And let's go back here. And you can see if you had other devices there, you could get all of that information. So I'm going to flip around and put my face back on the camera and just tell you a little bit about the device, get into all the basic parameters, the weight, the liters, the battery, the product size, all of that stuff. So let's flip this around. Just want to give you a few specifics on the device itself, right? The name of it is the Intelligent Pet Water Dispenser. It weighs 1.5 kilograms. The main material is made out of plastic. There is PC, and that's the water storage tank. The input is 5.2 volts. The working temperature is 5 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. The rated power is 10.4 watts. Working humidity is 10 to 80%. The product size is 240 by 191 by 187, and I'll turn this around and show you again. The cord length is 1.8 meters. And I think probably the most important piece is the product capacity. That's the water is 2 liters. And so when you're looking at this guy, we have it on the shelf. It's just easier to work with on the cupboard when you're looking at this. And I wanted to put some stuff in just to see how the filter would clean it up. And you can see that it's actually filtered all through. There was some hair in here from the dogs that were drinking earlier. But I really kind of like this chic look. I like that you can control it from your phone, which means that if you have a pet that's at home, you can control the water from home. You also have that eco mode where it'll go on for 30 seconds and then come off. You also have basically the foot pedal here. When we switch modes, it'll turn off. And then I showed you this earlier where when your pet comes up, whether it's a cat or a dog, it'll sense the animal and then the water will turn on. If you're new to basically watering devices for your animals, it does take a little bit of time for them to get used to. That's with a feeder, a new bowl, anything like that. So what we've done in the past is we set this down to next to the old bowl and then just slowly kind of do it, and then eventually just take away the old bowl or the old filter. This will replace our other one. Our other one is a 1.4 liter, so this holds a little bit more. Obviously you saw we have a larger dog, needs to drink more. If you have a cat, this will be good for a full couple days. Small dogs for sure, depending on your weather and all of that stuff. Overall, fantastic make. I really like that there's no cables inside of the water. So that's happening with just that kind of sponge filter on the inside connecting to the power on the base down here, which is really nice. The download of the app and the install was really great. It took maybe 30 seconds to update. So again, thanks for watching this review of the Pet Goo Goo water feeder. Thanks.